everyone. It is Brian from Strigler Photography. Happy Halloween. I'm not going to lie, I actually considered putting on a costume, but I don't really have one. But I thought that would be an interesting way to do this video if I had some kind of weird mask or something on. Anyway, so it is a holiday, and I guarantee you that somewhere in this country, someone has picked this as their wedding date, and someone is getting married on Halloween. If you know someone getting married on Halloween, I'd love to hear that, because that's just really interesting. If you chose Halloween for your wedding, I can only imagine what type of person you are. So anyway, with it being Halloween and the thought that someone might be getting married on Halloween, I decided to kind of share some thoughts on how to pick your wedding date, the actual day you're going to get married. And it sounds like it's not really a complex thing, but honestly, there's a ton of things to think about and consider before you pick the date. Because that's one of the first things you will do, and a lot of things will be affected by it. So if you screw it up, you're going to have a lot of problems, later. So one of the first things that people will do, sometimes it's all about availability. So if the venue is the most important thing to you, or if your wedding photographer or whatever, if that's the most important thing to you, you may have to pick your date around their availability. So I've talked to several people who've done that. So there was a venue that, they just loved the venue, but it was only available on certain dates. So they chose their date based on the availability of the venue. I've also had people do that with other things, like I said, photographers or whatever. So for some people, the date is not as important as other things like the venue or other things. So they pick that first and then go with the date based on that. Okay, so that's one thing to consider. Another thing to consider, like we said, is there something really special about a certain date to you? I did a Wednesday wedding I guess it was a few weeks ago. And you think Wednesday wedding, that's kind of weird. Well, they chose the Wednesday because both of their parents got married on October 17th. And so for them, that date was super, that's crazy. Both parents married on the exact same date. So they chose that date because it was special to them, and that's why they did that. So I've had people choose dates because it was like weird numbers, like, it was like 12, 12, 12 or something. Or, whatever, or I can't think of other random ones. But, one, like the number was really cool, so they chose the date because they liked the way the number lined up. So some people will do that. Some people will choose certain holidays. Now, be careful with that because holidays can kind of limit things. Like, a lot of people aren't going to want to come to your wedding on Christmas. So if you choose special holidays or something, be careful about what it is. Like a lot of people do Memorial Day weekend because they know a lot of people have free time, they're available, so they can do that. I've never done a New Year's wedding, but that would kind of be interesting, a big party until midnight or whatever. So if there's something special, a certain day that you really care about, then, you might consider that. Another thing people might look at is price. So not every venue, not every wedding person does it, but in general, most people will give you a discount for a non-Saturday wedding. So if you hire me or a venue for like Friday or Sunday, it's going to be cheaper than probably Saturday. If you do it like on a Wednesday, then it's probably a lot cheaper. So you might consider that if price is one of your issues. You might pick a wedding date that is a Friday, Sunday, Monday, who knows, whatever. All right, so other things to consider, the time of year and the weather. So October is an interesting month, man. It was like 70 degrees 2 days ago, and now it's freezing. You never know what you're going to get this time of year. Arkansas weather is so weird. So do you want cold weather? Do you want hot weather? And you have to think about how that's going to affect everybody. Do you want people sweating? Do you want people bundled up and have to worry about snow? So that can go into how you choose the date. Let's see what else. Another, probably the one that trumps all of this is, how is it going to affect the people that are coming to the wedding? So if you choose a Friday wedding, will everybody be able to make it on Friday? Most people have to work, so that could cause problems. And like if you choose a date that important people won't be able to go there. So you want to check with these people that are extremely important to you before you pick a wedding date, so they can actually show up to your wedding. Or if there's like, for me, Saturdays are super busy, so if I have someone who's wanting to go to a wedding, wants me to at their wedding, they have to talk to me before they schedule, because I may already be busy on their Saturday. One of the other things, and this is the funny one because I just talked to someone about this, around this time of year you have to plan things around Razorback football. And I know that sounds really weird and things, but people actually do this. If it's a home game, you may not want to schedule your wedding on that date. You have to deal with the traffic. You'll have to deal with people who won't show up because they want to go to the game. You'll have to deal with people staring at their phones during your reception because they care more about the football game than dancing or whatever. So sports can actually affect all of that as well. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that kind of fits in this. I know this is all kind of random, but I'm just going through it. So I guess you have to kind of decide what's most important to you and go over there. Is it price that's most important? Is it the people that can show up? Is it the venue? Is it just a special number, date, whatever? So consider all those things when you are deciding on your wedding date. I would talk to some people about it and make sure you're not forgetting anything. But that's really it, man. You take care of all those things and you will have the perfect wedding date. And then from there, you can start planning all your other things and, just have a wonderful, wonderful wedding. I think that's it for today, guys. I can't think of anything else. So you have a wonderful Halloween. I don't care how old you are. You can still dress up and go out and act crazy and get candy and diabetes and everything else. So go out and enjoy it and have a great day, guys. See you later.